Hey everyone, welcome to Over Under Daily with TonyToni, the podcast where we break down the betting lines, analyze the spreads, and find the best plays on the board. We're tracking the trends and giving you the edge. We have two games for the semifinals of these NBA playoffs this Wednesday, so let's get to it. Our first match is between the Pacers and the Cavaliers. Cleveland enters as 9.5 point favorites for this one. The Pacers stunned the top seed in the East in Game 1. Tyrese Halliburton and Andrew Nembhard took over in the fourth and combined for 45 points, 19 assists for the game. Donovan Mitchell finished with 33 points, but he only went 1 for 11 from the three-point line. The Cavs as a team got whatever they wanted in the paint going, 70 for Indiana's 38. But the Pacers torched them from beyond the arc at 53% efficiency. Cleveland really needs to contain their opponent's shooters, and they definitely miss Darius Garland's offense production with no clear timeline for his return. The point total for Game 2 is set at 229. So our second game is between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Dubs enter as 5.5 point underdogs in this first game of the series. The Warriors are coming off a gritty Game 7 win at Houston. Buddy Hield exploded for 33 points in a career-high performance, while Curry finished with 22 despite scoring only one field goal in the first half. Golden State will have to get a lot more out of their bench going into this series. The starters scored 100, the team's 103 in their closeout game against the Rockets. Minnesota's defense forced the Lakers' role players to beat them in the first round, and that's part of what allowed them to close out that series. The Wolves also have a versatile rotation of big men, which could give the much smaller Dubs some problems. The point total is set at 208.5. Now we move on to the line of the day. The best value pick flying under the radar. For our line of the day, I'm taking the under for Game 1 of the Wolves-Warriors series, 208.5. Both teams really pride themselves on their defense and will look to impose their will and set the tone for the series on that end of the floor. All right, before we go, here's another edition of Trivia Tuesday, where we share interesting facts, compelling narratives, and anything under the sun about the NBA. Does anyone remember LeBronto? I think we need to start calling Curry HouSteph with the way he's been owning the Rockets for the last decade. Golden State's series clinching win today marks the 5th time they have eliminated Houston from the playoffs in 10 years. The first series win came in 2015, where league MVP Stephen Curry and his squad beat the James Harden, Dwight Howard Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. The Warriors won in 5 games en route to their first championship. The next win came the year after, where the Rockets were bounced in 5 games, this time in the first round of the playoffs. The third series win came in 2018, where the Chris Paul, James Harden-led Rockets took the KD-led Dubs to 7 games in the conference finals. Houston likely would have won the series if they didn't miss 27 straight threes in Game 7. Both teams met again the next year in the 2018 West semis, where the Warriors won in 6. Curry also had a stinker in the first half of that Game 6, going scoreless headed into halftime, but he exploded in the second half, finishing with 33. A very similar performance to his Game 7 performance this year. At this rate, the Rockets should just wait for Chef Curry to retire before trying to make a championship run, if they want any shot making it out of the West. All right, that's a wrap. Stay tuned in the coming days as we give you the picks for this exciting NBA postseason. Stay sharp, bet smart, and we'll be back tomorrow with more locks, leans, and heat dito sama-sama sa arena. See you guys next time.